Hey, it's Step Up to the Mic at the 21st Annual South Florida Tattoo Expo in Coral Springs, Florida. And I'm here with Dave Amchir, actually the founder of this whole thing that benefits Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. What a great cause, and it's been 21 years, Dave. Back in the beginning, how did you come about putting something like this together? What was the motivating drive?
Well, we did, Mike, the toy run. We started, which this year will be the 29th. Annual on the toy run, and we felt after getting the toy run going, why not, for the love of the tattoos in the community, why not put something together to help raise funds for the hospital that way? And after that first year at the Fort Lauderdale, the Sheridan over there on Griffin Road,
Sheridan, yeah.
Airport Sheridan,
right?
We sold and crushed that place on the first time, and we had the janitortures, and then from there on in, we just kept on. It kept growing. And for now, we're in the 21st year. I'm over now just over $1.4 mil. And the toy run, between that and this, we've already almost $16 million. So
it's amazing.
It is amazing.
Now, is this totally your concept, or were you partnered up with anybody in the beginning, or did you?
Other than, you remember Sicko from Funhouse?
Yep.
Back in the day. So we started out together. Danny, which is now my sponsor in Cool Cat shop, they were all back in Brothers 3-Day.
Right.
They were partners in there. And I always said, if something happened to one of you guys, the other one will take it up. And I'm an old schooler, so I kept my promise on it. And that's how we partnered up on doing it. So I'm looking forward to, we're already looking at next year, just like a toy run. We think about before it's over.
From that first one to this 21st one, it's just been every year's a growing experience. And that's why you're successful, because you learn from the year before. So many people try to make something happen, and then there's all these problems, and they don't take the time to fix them. They think, it's just going to fix itself. But I know that you're a person that is behind. If you're going to say, hey, I'm behind this and my name's on it, it's going to be done correctly. And that's one of the things I really respect about the whole thing, and I'm glad that I'm allowed to be part of this thing, because in South Florida, if you live in South Florida, there's two events about for Joe DiMaggio, and that's the Toy Run and that's the Tattoo Expo. So it's an honor for me to be part of the whole thing as well. So where do you see possibly in the future this thing expanding to? Are you at a level where you're like ready to go to another
Well, I've already learned now what Pokemon looks like. And I didn't know what the little thing looked like. And I thought it was dead 20 years ago. But if anyone when they watch this, that this hotel is a Pokemon stop. And they were like, Dave, they're in the water fountain outside. And then when the staff came in with their phones, and they're like, no. They're in the hotel, the creatures.
Yes.
I'm still trying to figure out how the whole thing works. But just so I have a flip phone and no social media. So to me, I'm a handshake is a contract type of guy. That's how we were raised, and that's how I'm going to die.
Yeah, but that's one of the things though, is when you give that handshake, it's gold. It's gold, and that's what I think people.
But
have
I think
come
a
to
man's
learn.
word should be his bond.
All right, and I think people that have come to know you and know that that's the truth, and that's why you get so many people behind this thing, because so many people will say one thing, and while they're saying that, they're actually already on to the next thing they're thinking about, and you're forgotten.
Exactly.
And I think that like you say, you may not be one and not even want to be a technology guy, but you're a person of your word, and you have integrity. And hey, and that's hard to find in this day and age, my friend.
Hey, even on the technology though, with the cars, I do have to give him one thing. I own one new car in my life. And I bought it an '82 Mustang GT. That's the only car I ever owned, brand new from a lot. And I'm happy to say that with all the technology today, I am driving a 1950 Buick with the 250 AC system, 2 windows at 50 miles an hour.
Two windows at 50.
But I have to say, these new vehicles today, they're air conditioned. Well, you do appreciate when you get in them how nice and how far they've come in their technology.
Yep.
But no, when you ask me what the future, what do I see up on the future, it's hard. I can't visualize it because it's ever changing so fast, the society.
Right.
It's like every year you come here You see guys that you haven't seen, but it's like you never lost touch in that year. You just spoke to them yesterday.
Right. When you get here, it's like, oh, we were just here. We were just, and like you say, but that's because of the type of people that are drawn to this thing. It's all people with a little bit of integrity, and you think to yourself, here's a culture where everybody's tatted up, and some people are downright freaks at this place, but they have integrity. They have it's like a very cool vibe at the show. Like we could leave our equipment on the table and come back, and it's still on the table.
Yeah,
it's not missing. It's still there. Nobody's bothered to touch it. Nobody's cared. Now, you're also involved in Wings of Gold Motorcycle Club. And they actually help you with this whole thing. I know that you use a lot of your guys are part of the security and part of the thing. How long have you been involved in that? Because I know your dad had big roots in.
Yeah, me and my dad. My dad started it for the club. It was 30 years now for the Wings of Gold, and I remember from day one. I was like, I want to start a club, and me coming from up north, he got me my first little bike at 8 years old, a mini bike, and I got grounded for a week because I started it up, but I was sitting on it and it crashed the bricks, no helmet on my head, and that was it. And I learned from that. But we started it out at the club. It's 30 years now. He's dead 10 years, which is amazing though. From 3 days before the toy run.
Sure.
And I haven't changed a beat. And all the guys you see, like you were saying, for security, is my chapters for Wings of Gold from all over. And I got we probably have 130 here. But one thing with any event, you can call any game plan and be a genius. But if you don't have a team to execute it, it's useless.
Yeah. And that's that all goes back to who's leading the flock. And I think that everyone understands that you're going to make sure that it's going to run right and it's going to be done right, and it's easy to get behind a guy like that.
Well, now it seems it really is. It's a pleasure. We have yelling and screaming on,
of course,
but it's not amongst our own guys. It's again because it's changing society.
Right.
I don't have to look over my shoulders to say, hey, you get that done.
Right.
They know how it works, and after you've been working as a family for so many years, they know how you think, what you like, and I let them run with
right, exactly. They don't even really have to call. You're just like, Dave would not want that, or
exactly.
Dave would just look the other way and not care about that. They've been around you long enough that, like you say, you guys are a family, and that's also what makes this event run so smooth. I can't express enough how, if you've never been to this event, put it on your calendar for next year. It's always in August.
Second week.
And it is always something to see. And you don't have to be into any. There's something for everyone at this event. There's a car show tomorrow on Sunday. So if you're into classic cars, we have that. If you're into tattoos, we have that. There's people vending jewelry, vending art. There's performances by bands. There's performances, burlesque, fetish show, suspension show. There's something here for everyone. And you'll see people, even if you love to people watch, you can just come here and you're going to see a businessman in a suit, and then you're going to see somebody that's the most crazy freak you have ever seen, and you're just going to be like, wow, like what is that? And it's amazing. It's amazing. Dave, thank you so much. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having Step Up to the Mic. Thank you for having my band play. And as I've told you before, it's really an honor for me to be part of this thing, because it's a select group that gets to perform and gets to play, and I appreciate it so much.